Just two adjacent girls living in a lovely world. They took a podcast train going anywhere, but kind of specifically through Austin, Texas. Yeah, welcome horns.
Welcome back, y'all. Welcome back to Adjacent Givers. We have another amazing human in the house, another person who is doing things not just for herself, but for the whole world. Who do we have today, Shelly?
Oh my gosh, we have Leticia's very good friend, Laurel, and we were just blown away during her interview. She's so engaging.
So engaging. So it's Laurel Rosselle, and she is a movie producer who makes documentaries about true causes that really became close to my heart. Things that I did not even know were an actual issue out there.
Yeah,
She's been at Sundance. She's almost won some big awards for some of the movies that they've made. But she talks about, or her documentaries are about women in the Middle East making their own army. She even talked about the wild horses of the United States and how they are being not necessarily treated to the standard that me as an animal lover would like to see. Her documentaries are far-reaching. She is incredible. She also has her own company called OleRose, OLEROSE. It's a company that helps other creatives connect with other creatives to make art, movies, and music and more. And so you are going to be inspired by her. But not only that, you're going to be inspired by her story of coming out of a very big challenge and how she's been able to keep her life moving in a path of still giving. So without any further ado,
Laurel.
Adjacent. Very near, next to, or touching. Our tailgate is adjacent to the left field fence. ADJACENT. Adjacent.
welcome back, y'all. Welcome to Adjacent. Today we have a very special guest, and we are so glad she is here to join us.
Are we recording now?
Yeah.
We are. We're recording now.
I didn't even get any
light.
helpful hints.
No,
No.
you're just going to go with the flow.
This is live.
This is live.
We
Right.
have editing skills.
We have editing.
It's,
Right on.
It's not live.
So, Shelly, who do we have in the studio today?
It's Laurel.
Laurel.
Oh my
everybody.
God.
Hi,
Thank you for
Shelly.
coming.
How do you say your last name?
Roselle.
Roselle.
Yes, nice.
All right. So you have just recently evacuated the fires in LA. Is that true?
Well, we had to evacuate. That's not why I'm here. I
Right.
didn't evacuate this far.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. It's a long way to go to get away from fire, but
Yeah.
I understand.
Yeah, no, we live in Hollywood, the Hollywood Hills, and we were evacuated for the Sunset Fire, which was in Runyon Canyon.
Right.
But there were just fires all around.
Oh,
and
so
it was
scary.
just, amazing. I went to the dentist like the day before we were evacuated, and it's a higher floor, like 30th floor or whatever, 20th floor of the dentist office. But looking between the office buildings, I could see the flames in the hill, like just beyond the buildings.
So scary.
Yikes.
So it's like it was everywhere. Yeah.
Yes. And fire's tricky. We had some fires, several years back in Bastrop County where the fire will just jump over things. It'll jump and start burning in a different area, and the winds can be so devastating. And I know the
powerful.
winds over in that area were just making it even more challenging to combat the fires.
And then the embers, could be carried for, I don't know, miles or half a mile or whatever. But we haven't had any rain since April of last year of 2024. So
Yes.
Nuts.
even though there's a marine layer, so you wake up and it's like it's kind of humid and you have the marine layer, we just haven't had any rain.
Ah.
Yeah.
So all of those are just the perfect storm for a very devastating fire, of course.
Yeah, and and then the you know, the emergency services that addressed the fire trucks and having the water availability, there were some failures there or some things that happened there. Like there was a reservoir in the Pacific Palisades that was drained for repairs, but had been drained for, I want to say, over a year, which the helicopters could have potentially gotten water from. But then the winds were so freaking strong, the helicopters couldn't even fly for like the first 2 full days of the fire. So they were using, you know, the hoses and the fire trucks. And then there were a lot of fire trucks that were out of commission and up for repair. And they couldn't find people to repair. It was like, we can't even find waiters in restaurants. So they're looking for engineers and service guys, people to repair fire trucks. And, you know, so it's like the cascade of events.
Perfect storm. Perfect storm. Oh, my God. Was it human started?
You know, I don't know about the Pasadena one. There have been people arrested. There was one, I don't remember if it was a guy or a woman, they arrested trying to start fires. But I don't think I haven't heard if the big ones, the Altadena and the Palisades fire, I'm pretty sure they were natural, but I don't know.
That is so disturbing that somebody's going to.
But there are other people out there trying to start fires.
Yeah. Yes. Add insult to injury. It's like
devastating.
That's awful.
And then is it a mental health issue because they like to see, you know, so it's like, it's a cascade of events of everything coming together and culminating, and it brings the people together. You know, but then you're always asking other questions like what ifs. And, Yeah. And right now, the big thing that I'm seeing on the news and that resonates with me are all the pets that, because thousands of people, I want to say 10,000 homes were burned or facilities. A lot, thousands.
Right.
And so you have all these displaced pets, people that don't have homes, and now or pets that they couldn't go get because they were being evacuated.
Right.
And now they're trying to reunite pets with owners. But the people haven't even been able to go back home.
Right.
And it's been like a week since they haven't been able to go home.
Yes.
And then the looters, you know, I mean, I cannot imagine what it would be like to be one of the people that live in the burned area.
It's such a nightmare.
And I know you love horses. The horses. I watched a nonprofit video about all the horses that have been.
And then they're going into other areas. Like you'll see, you know, goats and horses and donkeys. And
I mean, it's insane the amount the area that was burned affected, and all the people that were affected.
Absolutely.
And the animals. I mean, it was just
And I know you evacuated, but you came here because your family lives here. I mean, you're originally from Austin.
Yeah, I'm originally from Austin.
That's crazy. How long ago has it been since you've actually called it home?
I moved in 1990.
Okay.
My dad took my grandfather's pickup truck and loaded my stuff in the back of the pickup truck and moved to Estes Park to ski.
Oh, nice.
Okay,
I wanted to be a ski bum. I was tired of, didn't know what I wanted to do in college. I just wanted to explore. And at first I thought Alaska.
Yes.
Because of the frontier kind of thing, right? And
can see that.
And I wanted to
leave home.
Spirit. It's a little too far, so I picked Colorado.
That's I did. I was like, I want to move to Alaska.
She was going to,
and had a job offer, and they were like, "Have you ever lived in snow? Why don't you try Jackson Hole?" And so I went to Jackson Hole.
Okay, very similar.
Yeah, same. Kindred. Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
It just was like, I need some snow. I want a change of scenery, and then.
Yeah. You want more
Jackson
than one
Hole's
season.
Awesome. Yeah.
Oh, Jackson Hole was phenomenal. Yeah, I love it so much.
Wow.
And so is Estes.
Yes.
My sister-in-law has a ranch outside of Estes, and so we're up there. We'll spend like a month up there this summer. I love it up there. It's so beautiful.
They changed from being a ski destination to a golf destination, a summer resort. So the year I moved there, they closed the ski areas. Or the ski area, it was Hidden Valley. And so my mom came up this time and helped me drove over Trail Ridge Pass to Fraser to Winter Park.
Okay.
Because that was the closest ski area. So then I moved to Winter Park. So I've been in Colorado since 1990. But recently moved from Denver to LA because I was tired of the cold. So I'm going on a year and a half in LA now.
Okay. Yeah. And then the fires hit. Oh, chihuahuas. Well, it says here that you are a Leo.
I am.
And so let's see if you resonate with any of these descriptors. It says you're generous.
Yes.
And you like making others feel special and beautiful.
Yeah.
That you're a natural leader and you like being in charge. You're open and fair-minded. And they know how to motivate others.
I try.
You're fiercely loyal and will always defend your loved ones.
Yes.
You're a natural-born entertainer with a creative passion.
I don't know about that, about the entertainment part, but more shy.
Yeah.
You have a magnetic energy and larger-than-life personality.
Is a magnetic energy attraction or repel?
Oh, no. That's attract.
See, that was part of the comedy
Everybody's
coming
so
out.
drawn. Everybody's so drawn to you.
You're fearlessly optimistic and refuse to accept failure.
That's very true.
And you're known for your bravery.
That's very true.
Wow.
That's all very true. I resonate with pretty much everything there.
Some of your famous Leos are J-Lo, Helen Mirren, Halle Berry, Sandra Bullock, Jennifer Lawrence, Madonna, and Lisa Kudrow. Do you see yourself as personified in any of those?
Definitely Jennifer Lawrence in Hunger Games.
Yes.
Oh,
yeah. Yes.
She's such a funny gal.
So you have a very, like, we were looking at your website and just, wow, you've done so much. When you were in Austin, just because Austin's one of our characters in our podcast.
We love Austin.
What would you say? Where did you go to school? What was your childhood like in Austin?
So I went to school at Austin High, which is the same as where my dad went.
Okay.
So some of my teachers, or at least in junior high, were his elementary school teachers.
Okay,
so they were like, "You're a Roselle." So his reputation preceded me, you know.
Wow.
And so that was really cute, you know. And my gym teacher at Austin High, Mrs. Herndon, was my dad's gym teacher. I mean, that dates me because you know. But my dad just turned 90.
Oh, wow.
And I just been spent a lot of time with him. He still goes to the ranch and puts out hay and still drives.
Oh,
so,
my lands. We want to interview him.
Yes,
we have a very
he tells
special
great stories.
Oh,
we would love to
He would love
interview
that.
him.
Yeah,
he would love
that
that.
would be fun.
Yeah,
For sure. I'll let him know you said that.
Yeah.
No, he would be thrilled to because
Okay.
he's very gregarious. And
Awesome.
I love that.
And a great storyteller.
Oh, good.
We'll connect us with him. So when you were growing up, it said here that you had just a passion for helping the underdog, helping animals, and you are a protector of animals, and now you work as a documentarian and filmmaking. And tell us more about that. What do you do in your...
Well, so documentaries, is storytelling, but it's sharing a story that is factual. It's the true storytelling. It's not necessarily entertainment.
Right.
Hopefully you get entertainment from it, but you also learn, right?
Yes.
And I'm a lifelong learner. I think that's the most important thing that
Agreed.
we can do as
Agreed.
adults is lifelong learning. So and I got involved, ironically, in Malibu with my friend Kathy Eldon, who runs Creative Visions. And my first documentary was with her and her organization, Creative Visions, Ladies of Yazidi, about the women in Yazidi, which is like the mountains of Iraq that were taken over by ISIS and the husbands, boys killed. Well, the women formed their own army, and they were called the Sun Ladies, and they formed their own army to fight ISIS. And so that was my first film, which was very interesting, and meeting Maria Bello and then getting involved with CNN. And I was like, oh, this is really cool to be working on factual, like journalism, like factual stuff.
Yeah.
But it was a 3D. So you had to wear the glasses. And so we went to Sundance Film Festival, and we were at Austin South by Southwest, and you had to wear the glasses. And it was like a 7-minute film. And I was like, this is really cool. It's really fun. And I learned a lot. Like I wouldn't have known about Sun Ladies or Yazidi for that matter.
Right.
Right. And so that's how I got involved with documentaries. And then so I've made 3. The second one was Refuge with Aaron Bernhardt about a an Iraq War veteran that hated Muslims and was trained to kill Muslims. That's what they did in the army. So her film Refuge was about him and how he lives in this town in Georgia, most diverse, culturally diverse town. The name will come to me in a second, but about their relationship, how he grew up hating, or, was hating Muslims, and then meets this guy who's like an immigrant and a doctor, and how they formed a friendship. And so, that was with Aaron Bernhardt, and that was on like American Airlines and PBS, again, the documentary. And then the third one, which is my favorite, and that's the one that you probably saw the most, like on my website, Wild Beauty, was with Ashley Avis and Ed Winters, and they directed the new Black Beauty that was on Disney.
Okay.
And I was very much involved with wild horses and helping to save wild horses because they're being eradicated across Western U.S. where they are. By the livestock industry because they're taking over the land for cattle and sheep, and blaming the wild horse for degradation, which the Bureau of Land Management is then involved with the livestock industry because they pay the leases and get money from the leases. And so they're eradicating the wild horse off American lands, which are these beautiful, beautiful animals. And there's even some question with the American Indians. Are they native? Are horses native to America? Because if they are, they could be an endangered species. But then you have government and scientists and people saying, no, horses are not native to America. They were brought in by the Spaniards or by the conquistadors, right? They were brought over from Europe. So there's science that could prove it, but yet the government isn't willing to put money into the science. And there's all the social and political controversy around wild horses. So with Ashley Avis and Ed Winters, we did a film called Wild Beauty, which tells the story of the American wild horse. And in what I just described, are they indigenous or are they not? And then the livestock industry having them removed. And so it tells the story of the American wild horse.
Just telling that part of the story, just the livestock, trying to push them out to protect their own dollar.
Yeah. They want the water resources because the cattle gather around, the watering holes. And it's really, and they want to fence, and they want to have the grazing rights and they just, I don't know, but then you have other ranchers that like having the wild horses because they don't degrade the vegetation. They don't
the same way
do the roots in the same way. So it's a very interesting, controversial subject. Again, why I like documentaries.
Have the national parks at all got involved in like protecting the land?
These horses are on state lands.
Okay.
And because they're owned by the state, they're not natural parks, national parks. They're on state government lands. Okay. So, you can't really introduce them into Yellowstone because then you're introducing, the species, right? It's like bringing the wolves into Yellowstone.
Oh, yeah. That's when I lived in Jackson Hole when they brought the wolves in, and it was very
And that's very similar to the horses, right? On should wolves be in the environment, you know? So, there's pros and cons and reasons for these things. So.
Oh, I wish the state would turn it into a park and protect it.
Well, with the state, with the state lands, being managed by the government, managed by the Bureau of Land Management, and it was Reagan that came up with Nixon that came up with Protect the Wild Horse Act, but they put the wild horses under the protection and management of the Bureau of Land Management. And it's the Bureau of Land Management that works with the livestock industry.
So they have a conflict.
So there's
of interest.
a conflict.
Yes.
Right.
Also, I think scientifically, because we just got back from Big Ben and there were horse fossils back from the like
the Pleistocene era or something, right? Yeah.
So I'm like, I don't think you can say that there weren't horses when there were fossils dating back, They were probably killed off or, different types of horses and maybe the horse, I don't know, but I'm saying
well, and then do they, the horses that are hundreds of thousands or a million years old, is it the same horse that they're comparing it to? That's like saying the woolly mammoth, so we should have elephants.
Right, but I'm just saying, I'm like, I think it's hard to just say that we don't have, that we didn't have horses even before the Spaniards came. Because
well, they're on cave paintings that are hundreds of years old. And
I'd count it.
It's so interesting. The politics of it. It's just like that's.
Well, the saddest part is they're beautiful, strong, almost magical beings in the wilderness.
Beautiful.
There are over 60,000 wild horses that have been rounded up and are now in holding pens.
Oh, that's terrible.
That taxpayers pay for to have the hay and the water. They separate the families. They castrate the stallions, so you have geldings and mares, and and then they separate the younger, horses from their moms, not foals, but they're older than that. But they separate them so they can't even be in herds. They have the geldings were the geldings and the mares were the mares, and they're trying to get together.
That's horrible.
And taxpayers pay for the 60,000 horses that are in captivity.
Wow,
that's terrible.
And then they're also shipped off to slaughter in Mexico and Canada.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Oh, mind blowing.
But you look at them in the wild, they're beautiful. They're very self-sufficient. They're not emaciated. They're not starving. The BLM would be like they're starving. No. And then the conservation people that manage the horses, like American Wild Horse Campaign, they will go out there and video the horses, and they're fully healthy, So it's the lobbyists, right? And what's being lobbied, and then you have what are people going to get involved in? And so you have the rallies at the capitals, that people support having the wild horses stay out on the range. But then the next day, is it gun rights? There are so many things people need to figure out, and there's not enough mind, Well,
and the loudest and the squeakiest wheel gets oiled.
Yeah,
unfortunately.
And it's all about the money. And the livestock industry obviously has a lot more money than wild horse conservation.
Yeah.
So they convince the politicians, yes, the horses are degrading, and yes, we need to say no, and yes, we need to put them all into holding tanks and move the cattle and the sheep in.
It's terrible.
Yeah. I know, it's crazy.
Gosh, man. That's insane. Well, I'm glad you're bringing energy to that people can understand what's going on in our world, and that people who, come on, what about all those little horse girls that, we need to be fighting this cause.
Well, and they were a big part of Wild Beauty. The film's called Wild Beauty. You can watch it on Amazon.
Yes.
And interviewing the young girls, and there was a young girl that specifically went and spoke to the senators to ask for his endorsement for the bill to protect, the wild horses. So young people do get involved, and young people their voices need to be heard in everything, that we're doing.
Yeah,
there's so many important, topics and meanings.
Agreed.
And I don't know, it's a crazy time to be young.
Yes.
I know.
It was hard enough when I was young.
Oh,
I know.
Speaking of when you were young, where did you go to elementary school?
Barton Hills.
And middle school, O. Henry?
O. Henry.
Okay. Yeah. Wow. So wow. So crazy. What year did you graduate?
O. Henry? Barton Hills?
No.
Let's see, 6th grade. I didn't have to repeat.
No. When did you graduate from Austin High?
1981.
Okay. And then you went to UT.
Then I went to Southwest Texas for a year.
That's nice.
Only I was spending more money in gas driving back and forth, because for lunch break I'd come back to Austin to see my friends, and then drive back to San Marcos, and I didn't know what I wanted to study, so I went to Southwest.
It was a good party. Well, it was a good party.
And
it's so beautiful down there.
Great campus.
Yeah.
Great
That is so
school.
funny. And when did you meet? Laurel is very good friends, adjacent friend to Leticia.
Okay.
And so we had Leticia in here yesterday.
Oh my gosh, I love her so much.
So when did y'all meet?
And the place is still standing.
It's still standing.
And I don't see anything thrown on the wall.
She didn't kick any holes. And yeah.
How did y'all meet?
Yeah, Letty and I have been friends since early. I guess we were like 25. So
straight out of college.
40 years, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, 40 years.
Incredible.
That's so great.
Yeah.
And then y'all just reconnected again when you came into town? Or
No, we've been friends ever since.
Oh, yeah.
Wow, okay.
Yeah, we try to see each other once a year.
Yeah, Laurel and her sister went with us on Leticia's birthday trip.
Oh, okay.
That's when we had met. But
That's how I know Shelley.
yeah,
Right?
Okay.
So all connected.
That's awesome.
And had so much fun.
Mhm.
Yeah, she knows Costa Rica really well.
Nice.
Yeah, and so
I love that.
she's a world traveler.
World traveler. Where's your favorite place you've been to?
I would, favorite has many different levels, right?
Of course.
Favorite for beauty, favorite for people, culture, favorite, but I would have to say Nepal.
Oh, right.
Nepal and Bhutan, but I like to follow so much of like the Buddhist mindset, and that's kind of where my daily struggle is in calming the mind and acceptance and so Nepal I did Everest Base Camp. So we trekked through all these tea villages in the Himalayas and just it was beautiful, and the people magical, and having the temples everywhere and the chanting. It was just very peaceful.
Yes.
Yeah. So I travel for the beauty and the peace of it.
Right.
Hence, the Costa Rica, we go for yoga retreats and to meditate, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
It's so lovely. I love that.
Did you see her wild side? Shelley's wild side?
Well, we weren't. For Leticia's, it was not a yoga retreat. That was not a yoga retreat.
Well, my sister and I, when we you guys, it was more yoga for me than it was for you.
Oh, for sure. It was 100%. I did the morning walks. We did a lot of stretching, and we went to the spa.
Oh my gosh.
And then we danced and we danced and we danced. And so it was a different spiritual experience.
Well, that was the Mexico one.
Yeah.
Too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not the Costa Rica. Costa Rica was Kim's.
Yeah, I didn't go to Costa Rica.
Yeah.
That's when someone ran into the door.
Yes.
And to be honest, Shelley, I was like, because you girls are so wild and you are so crazy, and I knew I couldn't meditate if I went with you guys.
Exactly.
So I'm like, I just, and then I was going through some personal life development, so I missed that Costa Rica trip. But I heard about the girl that ran into the glass door because it was so clear.
Day one. The first hour in the condo, she bust her face and has to go to the emergency room.
Unbelievable.
Larissa, poor Lou.
Unbelievable.
But this next trip, I know it's on your radar a little bit, will be a lot of meditation and hiking and...
Okay. Yeah. The one on the river.
Yes.
But it's also going to be a fun time.
It'll be crazy at night.
Now, why are you adding the meditation and hiking?
Because we do. That is how there's a group of us that meet, and that's what we do.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
They do a lot of hiking and a lot of...
I'll lean more towards the ayahuasca kind of meditation, but it will be some meditation.
There might be some substances that help.
Will there be a shaman there?
I wish.
Leading the ayahuasca?
Well, I would say Penny would take that role.
No, she will not. This is amazing. So, how did you just start doing all the filmmaking? I'm curious in that. Like, what other...
I don't even consider myself a filmmaker. I mean, I like the storytelling, and and that's really what it's all about with me. It's not the technology, it's not the filmmaking, it's not even the people. It's for me, it's truly the story.
Right.
And so
and getting the messages out.
Yeah. Yeah. It's telling a story, right? And with visuals and having the feelings, behind it. But, I live in Los Angeles now, as we talked about, and learning more about what Angelonians do. And I've met so many wonderful people from all different kinds of arts, from writing, screenplays, movie production, directors, composition, composers, and sound studios. I mean, what goes into what we watch on TV and now what you guys are doing in the recording studio and doing with the different levels in the sound studio and balancing it.
Yes.
And then, now we're doing some 3D, stuff and me and my partner are working with an author in Belgrade on a science fiction book that he wrote. That's this beautiful book that is amazing story. Again, to me, it's about telling the story, so I'm excited to be working on that.
We're on the same page with you. That's what this is all about.
We want people to share their stories.
Well, some people are really into the engineering aspect and the technical and how and the colors and the lighting. And it's like I have a friend that I met. Where did Masha and I meet? We met. I'll have to think about it. But she is the shading director of Inside Out 2.
Oh, I saw your picture.
Which is the most phenomenal movie that everyone should see.
Both
adult
of
or
both
kid.
of them. Yes. Especially now, everybody, they're teaching social emotional learning. Those two movies put it out there.
I didn't see one.
Oh, it's so good. But
I've seen two twice, and then the directors were speaking because we go to it's the PGA. I'm part of the PGA Producers Guild. And when you go to the screenings, the directors, the composers, a lot of stars, are there for the discussion afterwards. And so the director and some of the screen development writers were there, and they were talking about how they made Inside Out 2. And they were talking about their own anxieties, and their own joy, and then the kids, and it was like it's so real to life, that it's really a great movie, entertaining and educational.
Yeah. Yes, for sure.
Well, I love that you're accessing and engaging in all of that different experiences. How fun!
Yeah, it is. It's quite the versatile city.
Yes. Yeah. So you're retired, and so now you're just a lifetime learner and, accessing
dabbling in entertainment,
grabbing little nuggets. That's what Leticia said, just getting little nuggets.
So I have a couple of LLCs, I have the Laurel Rosselle LLC where I do, some of the film development. And then my partner and I started OleRose LLC, where we're working with other creative artists to help them further and connecting people, right? Well, like we now know a shading artist that works for Pixar. You might want her working, on your film. Or we have this great artist, Alexander Mihailovich, that does these incredible paintings. Oh, you need art for your studio that you're shooting.
So you're connecting people with one another.
So we connect people.
The talent with the need.
Exactly.
I love that.
That's what we, so it's having these. So you say I'm retired, but it's only retired in the sense that I don't have people to report to other than myself.
Yes.
It's like your second
on the
career.
Every hour.
It's your second career of passion.
Yeah. Well, I ran Kilitech for the longest time, the Tanzanian charity organization where we did water for schools, and that's what I did. That's what I was doing when I met Kathy Eldon at Creative Visions, is I was doing water for schools, and her son, Dan Eldon, was killed in Somalia. He was the first Reuters, or the youngest Reuters photographer, and that's how we met. And so I was doing Kilitech since 2015 after climbing Mount Kilimanjaro. I fell in love with Tanzania, went back to volunteer, and got my teaching English as a foreign language certificate, and I went back to Tanzania 5 months after climbing the mountain. and started a Water for Schools and did that since 2015. And that was beautiful. I mean, helping all these kids and spending so much time in Tanzania and being surrounded by wildlife. And I love animals, being surrounded by wildlife. And I had monkeys in my yard and doing all these beautiful things. And then COVID.
Yes.
You're not going to travel. Couldn't go to Tanzania, for COVID. And then the year after COVID, today is my 4-year anniversary.
Yes. So you had a horseback riding accident.
I did.
In 2021.
4 years today.
4 years today.
Yeah.
Wow.
Thrown from my horse, landed on my head, traumatic brain injury. And I even thought, well, maybe my purpose in life is to help people with traumatic brain injuries because people don't see anything is going on.
Right.
You're like, no, I got a lot of shit going on. It's just all inside my head.
Right. Right.
So it's how people do it is
you've had to go through a lot of therapies and different.
Ironically, a girlfriend of mine from Colorado, she was riding her bike to the gym. A guy test driving a car pulls out in front of her. She hits the car on a bicycle, and she got a traumatic brain injury.
Yes.
She's still recovering because it hugely impacted her vision and communication. And I mean, thank God, knock on wood, and thank God that I'm okay.
Right.
So it's these kids and the football players and these people and we would go out and never have to wear a helmet.
I know.
It's just like it's amazing.
What we were rubbing down in baby oil and laying out at Barn Springs all day.
I know. I don't know.
I was like,
what were we thinking? Oh my gosh, I know.
We have a family member with a TBI, and is there a group that just because of the TBI they don't recognize that there's a problem that they need a little more support?
You mean how do the people realize the person with the injury?
Yeah.
For me, it was more I knew what I was capable of.
Yeah,
very
before.
Multitasker, doing so many things all at once for something, and could keep track of everything. I'll never forget being teased by an old friend, Jeff Kinsfodder. Jeff, if you're listening, give you a shout out. I was working and was writing one thing on the chalkboard and completely saying something else. I was writing, and he's like, "How do you do it?" I never really thought about it.
Yeah.
So try doing that. Try like writing on the chalkboard, but saying something else.
Yeah.
See how maybe it's just challenging for me now.
Oh, yeah.
I think that's a challenge for everybody.
But it's really knowing yourself, and do you see any difference? And plus, I had a lot of balance issues, a lot of vertigo, a lot of balance, and I'm still dizzy.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I used to ride motorcycles. Like I will not get on a motorcycle because,
You're just dizzy and vertigo.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oof. And I don't know if I asked this the other night. I wanted to, and I don't know if have you been back on a horse?
I have not.
Okay.
And it's not from, I was even buying another horse within weeks after getting out of the hospital because that was my lifestyle.
Yeah.
Going to the barn, it's a lifestyle. It's like you spend hours.
It's a very expensive lifestyle.
It can be, but you're living it, right? But thankfully that just didn't pan out, and then I'd go to barns and I'd meet instructors, and but I didn't have a helmet because my helmet was ruined,
right?
And I was like, okay, so before I can ride, I have to get a helmet, and maybe it was a psychological thing. I was like, if I don't have a helmet, then I have an excuse or reason not to ride, and then time kept adding on and adding on. And I was like, I don't have a horse and I don't miss having a horse. It's not a lifestyle for me anymore.
No.
It's a chapter that I don't need to get back in the saddle of,
Yeah.
But it's funny because with Wild Beauty and being involved with the Wild Mustangs, I stay connected.
Yeah, in a beautiful way.
Yes.
Yeah.
So those horses aren't ridden.
Yeah.
They're just, yeah.
Yeah. And, it's a sport, right?
Yeah.
So, sports you have to keep up at and be good at. It's not, the thing to do would be like to go to a national park and get on a trail riding horse that follows the horse in front of it, right? But then I'm always the type that wants to get off the path.
Exactly.
Right. Yeah.
Exactly.
You like to make your own path.
It would drive you nuts.
You're like, this is boring.
Trail riding is pretty, well, it just feels very sad for the horse, and then it would drive you nuts.
Yeah.
Yeah. They have a job, and they if they're well cared for and they're not like ridden for hours and days and days and days, and that's what you have to trust, that they're being well cared for. Like,
There's some trail riding horses in Crested Butte that are really nice. They take really good care of the horses. When we were a kid, we had a horse named Brownie.
I don't know if that was a horse.
And it was like not even a big horse, but we rode it like it was a regular horse.
It was a family, yeah.
And
a pony. Was it a pony or a horse?
It was a horse.
Okay.
But
how many kids
grow.
at the same time?
2.
Oh, yeah.
But you could almost touch the ground with your leg. Anyway, it bucked me off one time. But, whatever. I was just a little kid. And,
you were
it
rubber.
wasn't like I fell that far. It was almost like a minute.
I was like, that's
funny. I don't even know why we rode that poor horse.
I know you have a sister. Do you have any other siblings?
I have a brother.
Okay.
So I'm the middle child.
Me too. I'm a middle.
Yeah.
So we're the free ones, the ignored ones, because the older one's getting too much trouble and the young one needs too much care. My sister is 6 years older. My brother's 6 years younger.
Okay. And your sister lives close by?
They both do. I just had breakfast with my brother.
Okay.
Shout out Stephen Roselle.
All right.
And then my sister, shout out Glenda Roselle. Yeah, she's here with her husband, Byron. They live in an RV. They're full-time RVers.
Yes.
And my brother and his wife, Susie, and their kids are very close to here.
Okay.
Yeah.
How old is Stephen?
He is 54.
Okay. So he's our age. Yeah. Did he go to Austin High?
He did.
Oh, okay. I might have to look him up.
He did. I'm not sure.
We were probably at a Lotta Lane party together back in the day.
Graduated in 87. If I graduated in 4 years or 81, I was never good at math. 85.
Yeah.
Oh no, but we're 6 years apart, so I did do the math right.
Yeah. Okay. There you go.
That's how you did your kids.
My kids are all 5 years apart, so it's like I just separated them to kind of recover from each.
Yeah.
Is your mom still with us?
No, she passed year of COVID. Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah, she was one of the ones that had a heart attack but was afraid to go to the hospital because you weren't supposed to go to the hospital because they were like not taking people. And she had a heart attack and passed during that time.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, thank you.
That's rough.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
But my dad's doing very well. He's a very healthy 91.
Yeah.
Oh, he will be 91 in May. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my.
And he lives over here too?
He does. He lives downtown.
No.
Yeah. He's still on his own. He's independent.
Wow.
Incredible.
Shout out Travis.
But you said he has a ranch and he goes and throws the hay.
Mm-hmm.
Where's the ranch?
Hamilton Pool Road.
Oh, yeah. Beautiful.
A lot of development out there.
Yeah, it's really great.
It's been in the family I'm 6th generation Austinite.
Mm-hmm.
So it's been in the family that long.
Born and raised.
Uh-huh.
Born
6th generation born and raised.
Were you born at Breckenridge?
Breckenridge, yeah.
Oh,
us too. Me too. She was born in San Diego, but I was born in Breckenridge. So what are 3 big dreams you have for yourself?
Dreams? Like
I mean, you're living the dream.
You're living the dream.
Is there anything
it's the waking dream. I don't know. It's really you just experience joy, be happy.
The Second Mountain. Have you read that book? The Second Mountain?
No, we're reading, and we were talking about this the other night. Let Them.
Oh yeah, I saw that one.
Freaking great. It's like I'm not going to be one of the ones that get it tattooed on my arm like like some people, but Mel Robbins, right? So that's the big talk, right now.
Mel Robbins, I like her. She's great.
Yeah. Because I'm so like that. Like, well, why don't you do it this way? Or have you thought about doing it that way? Or let's go. So it's like, why?
Yeah.
Just let them.
Why do I have an opinion?
Yeah.
I know.
I feel that way. That's Brene Brown taught it to me. It's like,
I love Brene Brown. She's my favorite.
She's so good.
Let's do her podcast all the time.
Oh, yeah. So good. And she's just like with adult children, she's like, that's none of your business.
I love Brene Brown. I mean, she helped me so much through my head injury.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And just accepting life and accepting people and yeah.
Do you have children?
I don't.
Okay.
Just
how did you have that beautiful insight not to have children?
We love our children. We love our children. They're a lot of work.
Well, we have friends that have chosen not to have kids, and they're living.
They live a great life.
They live a it came early with me.
Yeah.
I never felt motherly.
Yeah.
And
but then you're such a nurturer.
Yeah.
With what you do, and then what the care that you take for bringing the water
than being a
to
mother.
Tanzania. I know, but it's very.
And honestly,
caretaker.
But honestly, Jody, the father of your child is someone you're with, right?
Right.
Presumably, if they're a good father and good. So you're either, married young and having children, and then divorced, and he's still in your life, and he's still the father of your kid, and you've moved on. It's very complicated. Having kids is very complicated. And I never felt like I could give that much motherly love because I don't know. I just learned from my parents. Learned as a child growing up.
Yeah.
As a middle.
Yeah.
Well, you wanted to be able to do adventures that would be difficult with a family to some degree, with kids in tow. I mean, you could do some of them, but.
Well, I never met a man I wanted to be the father of my children because I'd be stuck with them.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
And
you dodged a bullet.
Well, and it's part of those, like, okay, well, why didn't I fall in love so hard, like with someone that I wanted to be the father of my child? And I was like, well, there was probably one or two that I really did, but then, they cheated on me. Right.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, well, then no, we're breaking up. So then I'm like, okay, so he's not going to be the father of my child, even though I loved him enough. He's not going to be the father of my child because we broke up because he cheated on me, So, and then I got married at 40. And I remember he's now my ex. It was a very happy-ish divorce. It was a very friendly divorce. And he had 2 kids, beautiful kids, and I'm their stepmom. But he's like, if you want to have kids, we got to do it now. It's like, then I have to do a kid at 40?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. Yeah. We have a shelf life.
Yeah.
But then I adopted the little girl in Africa that I thought I could mother and protect because she was 3 years old and this beautiful child. And I was spending so much time in Tanzania, and she lived in a village and she was homeless, but she was this brilliant, beautiful child. So it's like, I'll take care of her and put her in boarding school and put her through school. And she's 13 now.
Oh, wow.
And she's receiving a very good education. Yeah. She's living with a very nice family.
Okay.
And has brothers and sisters in the family. She's out of there's different ways of having children.
Absolutely.
And then I'm like, well, because kids, they take care of you in your older age, and maybe you have grandkids, and you have this whole family connection, and it's the life, right?
Allegedly.
Yeah. And so to not have that, sometimes, I think about it, but then I'm like, there's so many people, older people, that either don't have kids or are estranged from their kids. So it's like having, connections and having love in your life,
having a good tribe, having a good
having
squad.
a tribe.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. I agree.
And my sister has kids and grandkids, and my brother has kids
So
that I'm very close to.
You can live adjacent.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I get it.
Exactly.
I'm seeing more and more people opt to not have children, and I'm like, I think people can do whatever they want.
Yeah.
I think it's fine, And
well, I think when we were growing up, there was a bigger push on people.
You didn't really
when
have
are you going to have kids? When are you going to have kids?
Yeah.
When are you going to have kids?
There was that.
And now I rarely hear anybody even mention it to our friends that don't have kids.
Yeah.
They're like, sorry for asking. I didn't know if in all your adventures.
I like your story behind
don't be
that.
sorry for asking me.
Yeah. No, it just was a big push when we were young. When I was thinking about moving to Alaska, mirroring your life is, I was like, I never want to have kids.
She said she didn't want to have kids. I remember that.
Yeah. And it was just like, no, thanks. I don't, same thing. I can't. I don't know if I'd be a great mom, and I don't know if I have the capacity for it. And so, luckily, it happened. We have
you're
two
a great
beautiful
mom.
kids. Yeah, doing
You're
the
a
best that I
mom.
can.
Well, and the capacity, right, is all malleable, and it's we surround ourselves with people that we love.
Exactly, so amazing. Well, what an amazing night we've had.
I've learned
so
much. This interview is beautiful.
I know.
I mean, I can see why you and Letty are connected with one another because she has that glow about life and her.
She's very vibrant,
very vibrant,
and very authentic.
Very
and authenticity is a very big deal,
and kind and thoughtful. And I could see how y'all could connect because I bet she just sits there and looks at you and listens to your stories. And
no. So when I saw her for I haven't seen her in few months because I see her every time I come to Austin. So it's been like 3 months ago, but anyway, she first thing she says when I sat down at dinner the other night, she goes, "Are you wearing a bra?" And I'm like, "What?" I look down and yes, I'm wearing a bra, but it doesn't have the underwire in it, so it doesn't lift my boobs as high as what you're used to seeing. She goes, so I was like, but they're not, hanging down that low, are they? And so,
but she must be really having thoughts about me because I do not wear underwire. I think those are just awful.
But I love the honesty.
Yeah,
I love the honesty between you.
She would totally ask that question.
Oh, 100%.
Or she'd be like, Jody, we're going bra shopping.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm not doing that.
Enough is enough. Enough is enough. What pro tip do you have for humanity? Is like something you do every day or
tolerance?
Yeah.
I mean, that's even what I'm constantly reminding myself because I'm not a very tolerant person. But the more tolerance and the more I can refresh my mind to accept and not judge.
Yes.
Right? The more peaceful,
Yeah.
What makes you more peaceful, for sure, because then you're not battling those. I mean, we have to be accepting of people. Yeah, I hear you. Sometimes I have a hard time with that. I do need that.
I think it's something that beautifully happens as we age. As we're like, like Brene Brown, it's none of my business. Why do I have to get involved in it? There's
there's things that I'm like, like those Tesla trucks. I'm going to judge somebody all day if they're driving that.
They are gigantic.
They're gigantic. No, you don't
I've never been in one, but yeah.
They don't have rear view mirrors.
I mean, they're kind of appropriate for Texas, right? But then I see them in LA and Hollywood and then like the narrow streets and they're like this, this out of world.
So I think it.
I'm judging them.
Jody mentions them in almost every episode.
Oh, that's funny. That's funny.
Every time I see that, I'm like, what were you thinking? So sometimes I have to be more tolerant, I know, but
yes.
Well, this has been a pleasure.
Yeah, and if you have any other upcoming projects that we can share with the community, we're glad to plug it and
Thank you.
And
Be
get it
happy
out
to.
there.
Be delighted to.
Yeah, and if there's something you want to just jump on, like if you're not in town, but you're doing a project or you want to jump on, we'll be happy to just do like some Zooms, things like that, because we can do shorts on these. But now everybody will get to know you, and I'm sure they're going to be Googling up a storm, all of these, like, because we put, like, that's what I was writing. These are keywords we'll put into the notes and everything.
And the horses, I mean, I want to share that as much as possible. Like, put that on the links and everything.
I did not know.
Because I think it's under the radar.
It is.
And so we need to get it on the radar.
And now that the Bureau of Land Management knows, this film came out and there's like all this information that is being brought out in a powerful environment because it's a movie and there's like more people talking about it. They've increased the roundups and removing all the horses, because they were like, okay, you have a herd of 200 or 400.
Instead of going the opposite direction,
they're now leaving 40.
So they're trying to get before somebody pushes back.
Yes.
They're trying to clear house before.
Gosh, this is terrible.
Oh, that hurts my heart.
Yeah. Yeah. So, but thank you for the shout out on that. And,
oh my gosh, thank you for sharing that with us.
Yeah, thank you.
I'm going to push this. We have a friend who her husband's a lobbyist. I'm going to send a link to this horse.
Oh,
movie.
Good. Well, thank you.
It's
a beautiful film. I mean, we were Oscar contenders for last year in the documentary world.
Good for you.
And we made the top 200.
Wow.
For the consideration. So it's a very good, powerful film.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I can't wait.
Thank you for
coming in.
I mean,
thank you for having me.
One more thing I'm going to say is, people and creatures without voices need us to be their voices. Yeah. So you're being their voice. Yeah. And now you're inspiring me to get involved in this. So thank you so much for sharing.
Thank you.
This.
And and then for the people in Los Angeles, and then with the wildfires, and the most powerful good energy comes their way, your way. And then with the pets and the animals there,
oh my gosh, yes.
Even if you can provide a temporary house, and because these people, I mean, they'll be out of their homes. They don't know if it's a year, months or a year.
I was reading an article about a fire that happened.
Where they're going to be.
They might come to Texas.
I know.
And it took years.
Yeah.
They're just now getting into their homes.
So they're in motels or hotels or trying to find a place
doing
to
RVs.
stay. And then, like, I want to bring my dog, but I can't because, it's just...
Right.
Yeah, so reuniting people.
And if you are an Airbnb or an owner or a renter, don't jack up your prices for your rent right now.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Bad.
Disgusting.
Yeah, because everyone...
And we have a house in South Austin that would love to house.
Yeah.
It's dog
that's beautiful.
friendly.
I mean, and it's, for people in LA, I mean, come to Texas, come to Austin. It's a beautiful city. I split my time between the two. It's a beautiful thing to do.
Yeah.
And, everyone is welcome.
Everyone is welcome.
Agreed. Well, here we go.
Thank you so much.
Texas.
Yeehaw.
Yeehaw.